the War of 1812. We remember the burning of Washington, the Star-Spangled Banner at Fort McHenry. But there's another story, a brutal chapter often lost to time. This is the story of the Creek War, specifically the Red Stick War, a conflict as fierce and consequential as any in American history. It's a story of cultures clashing, of land coveted, and of a people divided against itself. It's a story America needs to remember. This war, fought in the Deep South, intertwined with the larger War of 1812. It pitted Creek against Creek and brought Andrew Jackson to the forefront of American consciousness. But most importantly, it shaped the destiny of the Creek people and forever altered the landscape of the South. The Red Stick War is a story of tragedy, resilience, and the long shadow of history. Imagine the Creek world before the storm, a proud people, rooted in the land for centuries, living in what is now the American South. They were farmers, hunters, and fierce warriors with a rich culture and strong traditions. The Creek Confederacy, a sophisticated political and social structure, united diverse towns and clans under a common banner. But change was coming, a change that threatened to unravel their way of life. From the east, American settlers arrived, hungry for land and opportunity. They brought with them different values, different beliefs. The pressure on Creek land intensified. Treaties were signed, often under duress, ceding more and more territory. Traditional hunting grounds dwindled. The old ways were under siege. A deep unease settled over the Creek nation. Within Creek society, a divide emerged. Some, known as accommodationists, believed the best path forward was to adapt to the changing times, to embrace some aspects of American culture. But others, known as traditionalists, saw this as a betrayal of their heritage. They yearned for the old ways, for independence and sovereignty. These were the Red Sticks, so called for the color of their war clubs. Led by charismatic figures like William Weatherford, also known as Red Eagle, the Red Sticks refused to cede any more land. They saw the growing influence of American culture as a poison, a threat to their identity. They believed armed resistance was the only way to preserve their way of life. Tensions rose, whispers of war filled the air. A spark was about to ignite a conflagration. That spark came in the summer of 1813. Fort Mims, a poorly defended outpost in what is now Alabama, became a refuge for settlers seeking safety from the growing unrest. But the Red Sticks, fueled by anger and desperation, saw it as a symbol of American encroachment. On August 30th, they launched a surprise attack. What followed was a massacre. Hundreds of men, women, and children were slaughtered. The violence shocked the nation. News spread like wildfire, carrying with it tales of unimaginable brutality. Fort Mims became a rallying cry, a call to arms for Americans outraged by the carnage. The Red Stick War had begun in earnest. The cries for vengeance reached the ears of Andrew Jackson, a frontier general known for his fiery temper and unwavering resolve. Jackson, already a hero of the War of 1812, saw the Creek Uprising as an existential threat, an enemy that needed to be crushed. He assembled an army, a mix of regular soldiers, militia, and Cherokee and Creek allies, and marched south, determined to make the Red Sticks pay in blood. Jackson's campaign was ruthless and relentless. He waged a scorched earth war, burning villages, destroying crops, and targeting any who stood in his way. He believed in total victory, in breaking the back of the Red Stick resistance. His tactics were brutal, but effective. He drove the Red Sticks back, step by bloody step, deeper into their territory. The culmination of Jackson's campaign came at Horseshoe Bend, a strategically vital bend in the Tallapoosa River. Here, hundreds of Red Stick warriors and their families had gathered, seeking refuge behind hastily constructed fortifications. On March 27, 1814, Jackson's forces, along with their Native American allies, launched a ferocious assault. The Battle of Horseshoe Bend was a slaughter. Trapped against the river, the Red Sticks fought with incredible bravery, but they were vastly outnumbered and outgunned. Hundreds died, their bodies littering the battlefield. The Creek resistance was broken. The Red Stick War was effectively over. In the aftermath of Horseshoe Bend, Jackson imposed harsh terms on the Creeks. The Treaty of Fort Jackson, signed in August 1814, forced the Creek Nation to cede over 20 million acres of land, more than half of their territory. This included land belonging to Red Sticks and Peaceful Creeks alike. The dream of an independent Creek nation lay in ruins. The Red Stick War left an indelible mark on the South. It cleared the way for westward expansion, fueling the growth of cotton plantations and the expansion of slavery. It also solidified Andrew Jackson's reputation as a national hero, paving his path to the presidency. But for the Creeks, it was a catastrophe, a wound that has taken generations to heal. The Red Stick War is a difficult and uncomfortable story. It's a story of violence, of betrayal, of the human cost of expansion and conquest. But it's a story we can't afford to forget. It reminds us that history is often messy and complex, filled with shades of gray rather than simple black and white. By remembering the Red Stick War, we honor the memory of all those who suffered and died. We acknowledge the resilience of the Creek people, who endured unimaginable hardship but never lost their identity. And perhaps most importantly, we learn from the mistakes of the past, striving to build a future where such tragedies are never repeated. Today, the Creek Nation endures. Despite the hardships they have faced, the Creek people have kept their culture and traditions alive. They are a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, hope and resilience can prevail. Learning about the Red Stick War allows us to engage with this complex history with sensitivity and understanding. It allows us to see the world through the eyes of those who lived it, both Creek and American. It challenges us to confront difficult truths about our past and to work towards a more just and equitable future for all. The story of the Red Stick War is not just a chapter in a history book, it's a living legacy that continues to shape our world today. Thank you for watching The Creek Uprising America Forgot the Red Stick War. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to History Untold for more stories they left out of the history books.